Alright, so we got one against Zo51. It was a really great battle. I learned a lot this match. Alright, so he starts off with Yuxi. I start off with Lucario. I Swords Dance. He Stealth Rocks. And then I decide to Swords Dance again because I know he can't Oko me. He yawns and I go for the crunch. And he, after two Swords Dances, he lives with like 20 HP. And then he Psychics me and does maybe a third, I don't know. So he decides to switch out to go to Breloom, and I'm still asleep, and I decide that I'm gonna go ahead and go for the close combat, and I'm still asleep. He Mach punches, and well, he takes me down. So that was a bad move on my part. I decided to send out Salamence. I go ahead and I substitute. I need to fix my Salamence's movesets a little bit, just tweak it a little bit. So I Dragon Dance, he Seismic Tosses, takes out my sub. I go for the Dragon Claw this turn, and it doesn't do a lot. Maybe like a third, I'm not sure. So Dragon Claw, I think he goes ahead and Thunder Waves. So after Thunder Wave, so I'm thinking maybe after two Dragon Dances I can outspeed the Paralyzation. So I go ahead and I Dragon Dance, and so this is a mistake I made. I should have just Dragon Clawed, but instead I Dragon Dance, thinking maybe, who knows, I'll be faster than the Paralyzation and I can get a really strong Dragon Claw in there. But it doesn't turn out that way, and sadly a Salamence goes down. So I'm really not in a good situation right now. So I go ahead and I send out Infernape. I was actually pretty mad right now. I really felt like running, but I didn't. So I sent out Infernape, Choice Band, Stab, Close Combat, takes Miltank down. So he was ahead 6-4. So now it's 5-4. He sends out Yuxi. I guess he's checking to see if I'm banded. So I use Close Combat again because I am banded. And so now he knows that I'm banded. And he sends out his Tangy Growth. He knows I'm banded, so I can't use Flare Blitz. So I know he's going to go for a status problem. So I send out Machamp, he uses Sleep Powder, and the Lumberry is going to cancel that out. So I go ahead and I Dynamic Punch. I have Ice Punch, but I want to get the confusion in there. So I go ahead and I Dynamic Punch, and he uses Sleep Powder again. I get a critical hit, and it didn't KO. I was a bit disappointed. So he Sleep Powders again, and I think at this point he sends out Breloom again, and he Seed Bombs me. Yeah. So he uses that Toxic Orb to heal his Breloom. Pretty obvious move. So he bulks up. I'm still asleep. He Seed Bombs. I Ice Punch, but I'm still asleep. So I'm thinking this is really gay. So I just sacrifice Machamp for the team, and so I'm thinking of what to do. I go ahead and I send out Celebi. I Psychic, and I guess he sends out his wall, which is, well, he sends out Grovyle, so that's a pretty strange move. I've never seen that before. I get a critical hit, and that was just weird. I mean, what was up with that? It wasn't a Sceptile, it was a Grovyle. It was just, I don't know what was up with that. That really confused me. So I Thunder Wave, he sends out his wall, which is Cradily. He uses Stockpile, raises his defense. I Leech Seed, he gets Paralyzed Hacks. And so that was dumb of me. I Psychic, does practically nothing. He Stockpiles again. So his defense is getting up there, and my Psychic's doing nothing essentially. He Earthquakes, and it's not very effective. I have max HP. I have well, I'm not gonna tell you, but I have a little special EV spread. I'm not gonna tell you. So I use Psychic again. Doesn't do anything. So I'm thinking of what to do. I Psychic again, because he has Earthquake, so he can take out my Jolteon and my Infernape. My Salamence is dead, my Lucario's dead, so I don't have much of a counter for this. So he uses Recover, and I use Psychic again. So this is a long Star Wars. I also need to modify my Celebi's movesets. I learned a lot this match. I learned that I needed to fix a few of my movesets, and that I needed to get a few counters to some things. This was a really great match, like I said. I did do some noobish things, but like I said, I learned a lot. So I keep psychicking just because I don't want to kill my Infernape, because it's the only thing I have that can take out his, well, it's one of the main things I have that can take out his Breloom and his Tangy Growth. So I send it out, he Rock Slides. My Infernape uses Close Combat and does about half, a little more than half, I mean. He Earthquakes, I go down. So I'm really thinking right now, if I send out Jolteon, it could possibly take this thing out with Hidden Power Ice, but after seeing how much Choice Band did Close Combat, and Close Combat was stabbed, so, and it didn't do half, so, and Hidden Power isn't stabbed, so I think, alright, I decide it's not going to KO, might as well send out Celebi to do some more Star Wars. He Rock Slides, does nothing. He's not going to KO me anytime soon. I haven't even used one recover, and I have 16 recovers, so I'm not going to lose anytime soon. So, I'm running out of Psychics. So, I think this is the point where I decide to be really cheap and start Thunder Waving. I have 2 Psychics left at this point, so I decide to trick him and make him think that I don't have any left, and I just keep Thunder Waving to outstall him in PP. And, so he basically thinks I don't have any Psychics left. He sends out his Tangy Growth. I Thunder Wave again, and I have 2 left, like I said. So he doesn't think I have any. I use one of my last Psychics to take this thing out, and he was pretty mad. Let's just say that. So at this point, he thinks that I have none left. But to be sure, he sends out his Cradily, and I go ahead and I Thunder Wave again, and I just keep Thunder Waving, trying to basically outstall him. I don't really have any other type of attack besides Psychic. Like I said, I modified his movesets after this match. I modified a few of my Pokemon's movesets, and I think they work a lot better now. So I go ahead and I keep Thunder Waving, he Rock Slides, he does Earthquakes, and he's starting to realize that he's not going to win this no matter what. That Cradily will never KO this Celebi ever. And even if he gets 3 critical hits in a row, like I said, I have Recover, and he's not going to win. So I keep Thunder Waving, he keep Rock Slides, and it does like 20 HP maybe, who knows. I Thunder Wave again, he Earthquakes. This is a big cycle. I have 20 Thunder Waves. So I don't think I'm gonna run out. So I Thunder Wave again, he can't move. This is a long stall, I know. I think he switches out pretty soon though. So I Thunder Wave again, he Rock Slides again. Pretty boring. So I Thunder Wave, he Earthquakes. Really not. It's really pointless. I mean, he's not gonna outstall me, and he realizes that, and he sends out his Breloom, and I Leech Seed just because I'm starting to run out of Thunder Waves. So I use my very last Psychic to take this Breloom out. My very last Psychic, and his Breloom goes down. So at this point, I have Jolteon, I have Celebi. He could have won, maybe. It depends how much PP he had, but he couldn't have taken out my Celebi, but he could have killed my Jolteon, and I didn't have any more attacks, so he might have won. But he ran, and that was a great match. Like I said, I learned a lot. It was a great match. Till next time. I hope Maryland goes back up soon. Yeah.